Hey guys, welcome back to Analogue, a Hate Story. We last left off with fuck if I know what's happening. We started talking to the new AI Mute, who apparently also used to be a person, not that she's explicitly said that yet. And we're gonna figure out more of what the hell is happening. So we got a couple new things to read. Dearest brother of mine, as I'm sure you know, it's been 3 years since my husband died. I still mourn him in my heart, of course, and I'm sure I will forever, but the official mourning period's over. You probably also know that the Huang family isn't doing very well right now. Terribly, in fact, and it only got worse when my husband died. It didn't help that we only had daughters, so I don't exactly have a son to look after me. Right now I'm completely at the mercy of his parents, and, well, as I said, no son. They only took me in because of that big dowry. They sure never liked me, and it's only gotten worse. Way worse. So I need you to help me out, Min, or they're going to just abandon me. Do you remember that story we read together as a child, about the widow who had turned to begging? I'm sure you remember how it ended. Well, that's going to be me at this rate. Don't worry, though. I have a plan. I've talked to my husband's brother about this. I've also managed to discreetly fish some information out of his parents. They'd be willing to let me get married to him, and all you need to do is chip in a new dowry. 1.5 times the old one would be enough. Please respond as soon as possible, little brother, because I really need your help here. Love, Sang-hee. Sister Sang-hee, calm down. They may not be nice, but I'm sure they're not going to kick their son's widow out on the street. Do you have any idea how terrible that would look for them? It would be a huge disgrace on their name. As for remarrying, I'm sorry, but that's a lot of money you're asking. Besides, you know how much remarriage is looked down upon. Chaste widowhood may be a difficult standard to hold yourself to, but you will be honored forever if you can manage it. And if anyone is good enough to live up to that standard, I know it's you, big sister. I wish I could give you an easier way out, but I hope you realize it's for the best that way. Sang-min. Oh, generous and benevolent young brother of mine. I know you think I'm being hysterical and exaggerating. I'm not, I promise. It's funny you mentioned the importance of chaste widowhood, because they're talking about that too. Of course, I don't think you've got the same ideas in mind. They're talking about the sort that ends in honorable suicide. Actually, they've been talking about it a lot. We could, of course, go with that option. Take my own life to honor his memory. Would you like to help me out with that? I'm not really very good at either holding knives or tying nooses ever since the arthritis got serious. But if you could help out, that plan could work. If you're too busy to help your sister kill herself, though, you could just do the next best thing and send that dowry. I'm sure somehow you'll manage to figure out a way to find the money. I have faith in you, little brother. I remind you again, of course, that appealing to that family's honor is a waste of time. Father married me to a merchant, remember? You're talking about honor, but trust me, I've lived in this house for over 2 decades, and I've looked everywhere, even under the sitting cushions. They just don't have any. So I'm going to ask you once more, little brother. You can either send a new dowry, or failing that, come by with a nice sharp knife. But if you can't bring yourself to do at least one of those things, then my destitution is on your head. Do you think Father would be proud of that? You're the son, you tell me. Well. Sister, you are going to be the death of me, but I won't be the death of you. Fine, I'll figure something out. Tell his parents that I can offer them as much as the old dowry. I'll send a messenger by next week to work out the delivery of it. You're such a woman, do you know that? Manipulative to the core, that's what you are. The death of me, I swear. Well, did we send any of these to her? So either she needs to die or get remarried. Would you like to hear how I feel about him? Sure. Let me be as clear as I possibly can. Fuck that guy. I know I shouldn't say that about a man, not least of all a dead one, but I don't care. He didn't have any respect for the dead either, so as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't deserve any from me. There's nothing more even related to him that you need to see. All he ever did was complain about the main branch and trash the good name of a good man. That's all you need to know. Alright. Alright, so we're going to start sending these now. You've talked to her a fair bit, right? What do you think of... You know, we're going to start a new save file right here because I don't know what answer she's gonna want. Did she tell you about the mass murder thing or did she leave it out? She didn't. I'm sure that awful bitch is ashamed of what she did. It's probably better if you don't hear it from me though. I don't think you'd believe it. Better to ask her for yourself. So what I'm gonna do is give you an entire block that's full of nothing but questions for her. Might be a little hard to get the whole story out of her, but if you fake sympathy, she'll probably actually believe you. So there you are. A few questions to give her, drag the truth out of her, then tell me how crazy you think she is. Alright, let's see what these questions are. How are you doing? How do you feel about me? Why don't you treat me with more respect? What do you really look like? How old are you? How do you feel about Mute? Why couldn't you just settle for a happy marriage? Did you have any friends? Why did you kill all those people? I'm going to send the rest of this stuff to Mute before I switch back over to the other girl, though. I don't know anything about. I only know about the men who are actually of some importance. I don't think I can help you there. Okay, that's not creepy in the least. The picture started getting distorted and then the music sounds all fucked up. I don't like that. Actually, I don't like that at all. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. Okay. Just keep it together. We'll be okay if you don't get emotional, but right now we're in the middle of a nuclear fission reactor meltdown. I'm sure you don't know what that means, and it's okay. You don't have to worry your pretty little head with the details. The bottom line here is that if it doesn't get shut down soon, there's going to be an explosion. Ordinarily this would be something you want to get a man to do, but it's okay. I'm sure you'll be able to pull through just fine. I have the utmost confidence in you. We've got 20 minutes until the reactor goes up, killing us both permanently. Clock starts now. Oh, Jesus. First thing we're going to do is simply use the disable action. I don't know if this will work, mind you, but you never know. Drop down to the terminal and try shutting down the reactor directly. I'm not a fan, guys. Not a fan. We'll save this one here. Oh, Lord. Alright, we're gonna try something. Yes. Maybe we can do this before that happens, and it won't happen. Alright. Let's see if this works. I don't know what she told you, but you really shouldn't listen to her. All she ever did was gossip, and I'm certain she hasn't changed a bit since back then. Don't trust her. She just spins everything to make everyone look bad no matter what. Sure. Okay. There's a tough question. I mean, you seem like a really good person. I think I've been... Did she really just start to say, I think I'm in love? Alright, sure. You seem like a really good listener. I like that. Does that answer your question? Yes. Not that I understand why Mute was asking. What are you talking about? When have I not treated you with respect? I don't know what's wrong with that awful AI, and I definitely don't know what's wrong with you. Why would you even say something like that? Sorry. It wasn't my question. What do you really look like? A few thousand lines of codes. Is it starting to get fuzzy? Yep. Guess you meant before I died. I was 13-year-old when I woke up, and I was 16 when I died, so I looked younger, but I wasn't that different, just shorter. Everyone always did say I was pretty, though, even when I was really young, so I guess picture a shorter version of me without glasses and my hair in some dumb braid or another, and that's pretty much it. I never got to dress up the way I wanted to. This is the first time I've been able to wear my school uniform since I was 13 before I got put in stasis. And I mean, you know how much I was into cosplay, and I never had a chance for that when I was alive. Why do you ask? What are you thinking? Sure. Okay, so the static started again. And the creepy music. I was born in 2415. I was put into stasis for I don't know how long. Then I lived another year, 3 years, and died at 16. You tell me how old I am. I don't know. It doesn't really matter at this point, does it? I don't want to scare you, but this is your fault. And then she changed it to this isn't your fault. Static on the line. I was wondering what was causing it, so I checked, and reactor meltdown. Except it's been such a since the last maintenance job was done, and I'm not sure what's wrong yet. I don't know if you're aware of how this works, but we're running on a nuclear fission, and it looks like we've got about 20 minutes before total meltdown, and it's already running really, really hot right now. I wish I'd noticed sooner. I'm sorry. The ship's about 20 minutes from... Oh, can you make it out of range within 20 minutes? Sure. Even if you can, don't run away on me. Just please, you'll help me, right? I knew you wouldn't let me down. Of course you'll help. Thank you so much. You're a regular hero. Thank you. Now let me explain what you have to do. What I need you to do is drop the terminal and disable the nuclear reactor. If everything's working properly, it should be that simple. I'm sure it won't be. This is a really old ship, and clearly already one thing has gone horribly wrong. Your first step is to at least try. Okay. Okay, so I had to look something up. While I was doing this, I noticed that we can do something kind of dickish, but we're gonna do it anyway. So we're gonna download the logs that we were supposed to. And we're gonna stay here for ever. Whoops. And we got a message. I just picked up what looks like a massive explosion in the vicinity of your last position. Are you okay? Hello? Is everything okay over there? Were you in that blast? Are you damaged? Please respond. So we died. And we had horrible priorities. Okay, for real, I'm gonna try and get an actual ending this time. Did you already try? I tried. Of course it couldn't be that simple. Very well, let me take into account the ship systems, see if I can't figure out what's stopping you. I know what the problem is. Here's the thing, there's two power systems on the ship. One's a nuclear reactor, the other is, well, it's called the power storage system. It doesn't really generate anything, it's just a battery. That's why what the ship's been running off of in low power mode, and that was fine, except restarting communications totally drained it. I see what the arrow is now. If you turn the reactor off right now, everything will be shut down forever because it can't fall back on the power storage system. Don't panic, there's a backup. If you switch to that, it should be alright. So all you have to do is switch to the power storage system and use the secondary battery instead. Then you'll be able to disable the reactor safely. We're going to save here. Okay, so we're going to switch over to the power system. We still have a problem. It's still at critical temperature. You're safe now. Even though there's no nuclear explosion, the heat alone could do damage to the computer systems. Oh my god. Really? There isn't much time? There's 5 whole minutes left. Jesus. Alright. So we're gonna... Okay. Things look back to normal. You didn't have to do this. You could have just run away. Thank you. I'm not ungrateful. I think we both really deserve a break from the serious business. Don't you agree? That was a close call. There's something you said that got my attention, but I was a little too distracted to ask further. You said you could get out of range in time. You'd have to be moving incredibly fast to do that. I had sensors working before. I've seen your ship. I know it's big enough for one person. Sounded awfully remarkable that you could have a ship like that to yourself. I mean, in my time we were using generation ships, and that was incredibly state-of-the-art. But that combined with the fact that you say there are no colonies, I can't wrap my mind around that. I can't imagine. Do you do this all the time? Go on strange adventures by yourself in deep space? No. I sure wish you could explain that to me. I'm just really curious. When I found out I was going to get put into stasis to wake up far later, that was a future I'd always dreamed about. One that was full of amazing things like holograms, miracle medicine, ships that travel faster than light, colonies on other planets. That sort of amazing, I mean, I've never liked science fiction, it was just too unrealistic. But when I was a kid, I figured it'd still be fun to live in it. Imagine my surprise, but it still sounds like you're from that future. I'm rambling. It's just the idea of finally getting that perfect future that I was denied, traveling with someone deep in space. That sounds awfully romantic. Let's get back to serious business. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to click that one. Okay. How do you feel about mute? Let me put it this way, I suppose. Did she have anything nice to say about me? No. I don't know much about her other than what I've read in other people's logs. She never talked to me ever. She wasn't above talking about me, but never anything to me. That's all I know about her. She's a gossip. I don't even want to speak to her now. It's not like I ever thought as a child I would never marry. You tell me though, could you marry someone you'd only ever talked to once? No. Maybe you shouldn't be judging me for it. It's not like it's my fault. We both read the same logs. I wasn't the only person on the ship to be crushed by a horrible marriage. The two older Kim sisters you should read here. I'll show you. They had it just as bad. That's a really unfair question to ask. I don't want to send her the last one about murder until I've read the other ones. After waking up from stasis, I only had one friend. Now that you're here, we had two. Anyway, before it was just her. The Queen, my husband's wife. I wrote about her a lot in my diary. I'll just show you. It's probably better if you read it for yourself. These are from right after I got married. Okay. I'm gonna save right here because I'm not sure how long I've been recording, but that seemed like a lot for this episode. So I will see you guys in the next video, and we will read more of these notes she just sent us now that the reactor's not melting down.